How's it going, everyone? So today I'm going to talk about anterior pelvic tilt correction exercises at home. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. I do appreciate the support. It helps my channel grow. Also, if you're interested in online personal training from me, simply comment in the comment section and I will get back to you guys with some more details. So let's get started. Anterior pelvic tilt is when the front of the pelvis drops and the back of the pelvis rises. This happens when the hip flexors shorten and the hip extensors lengthen. Posterior pelvic tilt is the opposite. When the front of the pelvis rises, the back of the pelvis drops. So I can show you guys really quickly what this means. This is anterior pelvic tilt. This is posterior pelvic tilt. Basically, again, it's just tilting of the pelvis. This is your pelvis. Again, anterior pelvic tilt, very tilted the pelvis. The back of the pelvis risen, the front lowered. Posterior pelvis in the front rises, your back pelvis again drops. So very easy to tell you guys. So again, this happens when the hip flexors lengthen and the hip extensors shorten, particularly the gluteus maximus, which is the primary hip extensor of the hip, you guys. So why is anterior pelvic tilt a problem? Like, who cares? Like why does it matter that your pelvis is a little tilted? It can cause tightness and pain in your lower back area and posterior chain. It also drastically affects your posture in a very negative way. A great example of this, someone who has ATP, you guys, their posture is gonna be pretty crappy. My posture is pretty good. I really don't have any anterior pelvic tilt. I do a lot of back exercises. I am pretty active during the day. I don't do a lot of sitting. My hip flexors, my hamstrings, everything's lengthened. I do train my posterior chain, you guys. So you guys can see by my back, it's pretty good. I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything. So keep in mind though that there is going to be some anterior pelvic tilt even in a healthy pelvis, you guys. The degree of anterior pelvic tilt is going to be around 7 degrees. Having a complete neutral pelvis is not normal, you guys. There will be at times, or there will be always around a 7-degree tilt. So don't think you can ever get it perfectly lined up. That does not happen. So how can we tell if you even have an anterior pelvic tilt? This is the easiest way to find it. On the outside of your hip, find the bony part. This is known as the iliac crest. So you guys can find the bony part. Again, it's going to be generally right here. You guys just touch it and you will find it. You see that bony part? That's your anterior pelvic, or that's your iliac crest. Now go to the front of the anterior, or go to the front of the iliac crest. Now that's going to be right in here. You will find a bony protrusion. This protrusion is called the axis. So again, everyone's going to be different. I'm trying to keep this nude free, you guys. But again, the front, you'll feel a bony protrusion. This is going to be the axis. Now the axis stands for anterior superior iliac spine. Now feel that area. You can feel it. I can feel it right here. Now what you're going to do, so again, this is where it's located. It's called the ASIS, that's what I say, anterior superior iliac spine. Now what you want to go is go to the back, and just to the left of your back muscles, you will find another bony protrusion. So this one's a little bit harder to find. This is going to be called your Psis. It's going to be your posterior superior iliac spine. And again, it's the back part of the iliac crest. So you can kind of just walk around your iliac crest, and it's going to be around in this area right here, you guys. You can find it, kind of feel it. Now, when you find that, you guys, you can kind of tell how it lines up. So you can kind of see mine. Mine's pretty damn neutral, or mine's pretty parallel, if you will. If you have bad anterior pelvic tilt and you find this bony protrusion, it's going to be like this, you guys. There's going to be a big tilt, and you'll notice it'll be like this. Mine's pretty good, you guys. When I stand neutral, I would say it's around 7 degrees, maybe 10 degrees. I'm not perfect by any means, but that is a great way that you can find. I try my best to explain it on my body, how to find the ISIS and the PSIS. If you guys can still not find it, I do apologize for my explanation. I did try to explain it to the best of my ability. What I recommend doing is Google or Google image or Google other people that may give a better explanation to find your ISIS and your PSIS, watch those videos to get a better understanding, you guys. So again, I apologize if I didn't do my best on explaining it, but that is the best to my ability on how to explain where to find the parts. Again, do a little bit of research on yourself, dig a little bit deeper, and find some more answers for your guys' self, if you will. So the exercises that I am going to show you are going to be very simple. They're not too difficult to perform. The key to doing these exercises, though, you guys, is that you want to make sure that you don't do them with a lot of weight. The first exercise particular. So the first exercise, all you're going to do is you're going to go to a rope push down machine, and all you're going to do is get into a very easy position. I will show you guys what you want to do. So you're just going to get to a rope push down machine. I have one in my house, luckily. And this is what you're going to do. Now, this is what a lot of people recommend. A lot of physiotherapists, a lot of chiropractors, they will recommend this exercise. So it's not something new. It has been proven. What you want to do is you want to get into a kneeling position like so. Now, you want to keep the rope right here, right next to your head, you guys. Now, what we're going to do is we're simply just going to raise our arms like so. Now, this is going to put a lot of pressure on your back area, you guys, and this is going to allow you to really stretch out that muscles, get a better posture, but more importantly, it's going to shift your pelvis, you guys. You can feel it working. So again, all we're going to do, bring it to our chin and simply raise directly in the air. Feel the stretch, bring it back down. Do the exact same thing. Very important when we're doing this exercise, contract your glutes, you guys. Very important. Contract your glutes. And this exercise, we want to feel it in our back area. We want to feel it in our glutes as well. So that's a great exercise to do. You guys can research more exercises. I found these two ones to really help. Another great exercise is simply we're going to lay on the ground and we're going to do anterior pelvic tilts with our pelvis. So this is a great mind-muscle connection. And again, if you have anterior pelvic tilt, your lower back again is tilted, the pelvis is tilted. So a great exercise that we can do is simply lay on the ground and simply contract our glutes and try to shift our pelvis, if you will. So again, just lay on the ground and simply contract your glutes. Contract your lower back, contract your abs, and that's it. That's all we're doing, you guys. Contracting our glutes, contracting our abs, contracting our lower abs. This is going to allow us to feel those muscles working. And generally, why you get anterior pelvic tilt is because those muscles are in a stretch position all day, you guys, because of sitting. They're not being extended. You got to extend your glutes. You got to extend your hamstrings. You got to work your posterior chain. Sitting all day, we do not activate our glutes. We don't activate our hamstrings. Our calves get tight, leads to shitty squat depth. It leads to your hamstrings, getting hamstring tears. If your hamstrings are always stretched, they're never extended from sitting long periods of time. What happens if you try to run quickly? That's how you tear a hamstring. Your glutes too, you guys, you can get hip problems. Your hips, your pelvis, your lower back, everything is related. Your spine to your brain, your skull, everything is all interrelated as a unit, you guys. So if your glutes aren't firing, you're not working your glutes all day because we're sitting as a society all day, things are going to get tight. So again, just work on contracting your glutes, contracting your core, and contracting your lower back, and just feel the muscle. What I like to do when performing this exercise, you guys, is I will tuck my chin a little bit. This is going to put more emphasis on our lower abs. Again, just start contracting everything and you'll feel it. You can feel your pelvis, you guys. Another great exercise that I will throw in just as kind of a little bit of an extra is for posture. Again, we are talking about anterior pelvic tilt, but with the posture side of it too, I see a lot of people getting rounded shoulders. So a great exercise that you can perform is going to be resistance bands pull aparts. What this is going to do is this is going to allow your round shoulders to retract. Now this is going to give you a very good posture. Again, a lot of people from sitting over all day, they're going to be in a rounded position. In order to get that position better, we're simply going to retract our scapula, and that is best done by doing back exercises, preferably working the posterior delts using a pronated scapula, and then again using resistance bands to pull the bands apart. if you use resistance bands, very important to pronate your shoulders. If your shoulders aren't pronated and you perform the resistance bands, you're going to be working your rhomboids as opposed to the posterior delts. Rhomboids are perfectly okay, so I recommend doing some resistance pull-aparts with rhomboids, so a neutral scapula, then do some with the posterior scapula as well. So it's going to work your rhomboids, then it's going to work your rear delts as well, so you get double the stimulation, you guys, in one exercise. So again, back exercise is very, very important to fix posture, because we are, as a society, we sit all day basically at jobs. We sit at desks all day, you guys. We get rounded shoulders. We're meant, as a civilization, as humans, we were meant to walk 16, 20 kilometers a day. If you guys read books about how we were thousands of years ago, that's how we were built. 16, 20 kilometers walking, you guys, jogging, hunting for food, gathering food. We are not meant as people to sit at desks. That's not how our body is designed. So think about how our body is designed, understand it, learn the anatomy, learn different things. You guys will be successful. So end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel again if you haven't already. Like the video and share it. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great day.